lot has been discussed over the last 3 hours on various modalities and nuances of sports recovery. One fleeting point which has been common over the last 3 hours is the inclusion of homeopathy. I think it is time to discuss how homeopathic therapeutics can play a vital role in sports recovery. Namaste, I am Dr. Jatin Nandalwalia, and today I am now going to discuss the very important and very significant aspect of sports recovery, that is the management and homeopathic therapeutics. Again, a practical perspective. So, like we said, sports recovery can be discussed in theoretical aspect, the yoga, asanas, pranayam, meditation, recovery technique and management of homeopathic therapeutics. And we are now concentrating on the topic of the management and homeopathic therapeutics of sports recovery. So, when we discuss the management and homeopathic therapeutics, to simplify it, we will discuss under the 4 topics of: 1 is management, 2 is homeopathic local applications and mother tinctures, 3 is homeopathic dilutions, and 4 is red flags. A quick recap to the JNV recovery program: 1 discipline, 2 rest, 3 sleep, 4 massage, 5 diet and rehydration, 6 relaxation, 7 antioxidants, 8 supplements, 9 recreational rest, 10 asanas and pranayam, 11 stress management, 12 general health, 13 warm up, stretching, cooling down and ice bath, 14 environment and equipment, 15 laughter therapy, and 16 homeopathy. As important as therapeutics is the management of any condition, and recovery is no exception. That is why we recapped the JNV recovery program, in which there are 15 other aspects and nuances of a sports recovery program, homeopathy completing it being the 16th. Management: even well selected remedies may fail to act without appropriate management. For example, diabetic may be given all the best medicines under the sun, help him recover from diabetes and keep his blood sugars controlled. But if he does not follow the prescribed diet, then the medicine not give the required effect. Similarly, in sports, recovery at different stages, different situations and conditions need specific management. Recovery program can be individualistic depending upon the event and the individual. Again, a hallmark of homeopathy, but the point that we are emphasizing is a recovery program has to be individualistic and will depend upon the event and the individual. There will be no generalization except a few points which will add to discussing the recovery program. Just as the treatment is individualistic as in homeopathy, so is the management. This individualization reiterates the emphasis on a holistic therapeutic science that treats the individual, not just the ailment, and that homeopathy is not just a science that is a boon to the athlete, but an irreplaceable part of the athlete's armory. Because of its being individualization, because the treatment is individualistic, because the recovery process is going to be individualistic, because the recovery management is going to be individualistic, that is why homeopathy is now going to become an irreplaceable part of the athlete's armory. You are all homeopathic students and you understand that homeopathic prescription is not just based on physical signs and symptoms. It takes into account the mental makeup, the psychological attributes of the patient, an ideal combination to ensure harmony of the body, mind and soul and the psyche. A homeopathic prescription needs the history taking not just of the physical attributes, but of the psyche too. That is why it is now becoming very clear to understand that it is a very individualistic science aiming to treat individuals with individual therapy. The concept of using homeopathy in sports is neither new nor untried. It has been the go-to therapeutic science, and this choice of therapy has helped athletes extend their career, better their performance and achieve a podium finish. It may be coincidence or it may be matter of fact that it may not be advertised that the athletes are using homeopathy, but the fact that many athletes have used homeopathy are using homeopathy to extend their career or to reach to the podium is an understatement. When we talk of management, let us not talk of the medicines for the time being. We will talk of pure simple management. Foods that relieve the soreness, pain and inflammation when we are managing a case who is wanting good sports recovery are: number 1, ginger, it relieves the soreness of muscles and joint pains. Number 2, turmeric, anti-inflammatory and eases arthritis pains. Cloves, it reduces the inflammation. Cherries, reduces muscle spasm and inflammation. Willow bark, it is a natural aspirin which helps to reduce the backache. Pineapple reduces joint pains and swellings. Blueberries reduces inflammation related pains. Salmon